space pilot, Mr. Cool Guy here, and, alrighty. If there is one thing I could say that I missed, that was on Earth 3, that I don't have, it would be peanut butter sandwiches. I know, you're probably expecting something way different. But peanut butter is just, it is delish. Right? I mean, not that the food I've had, from like the Grelzons or whatever, isn't, good. I'm just saying, you can't go wrong with a peanut butter sandwich. Well, anyways, that's right, randoms. It's time for 10 more random facts you may or may not know. Starting with fact number 1. Movie moose. A moose wandered into a movie theater in Kenai, Alaska, and started eating popcorn. Before leaving, the animal rooted around the contents of a trash can, including the remains of a McDonald's Happy Meal. Dang, that's crazy. I mean, I know it's been a while since Bullwinkle had a movie or show or game for that matter. Dang, I didn't know he was that bad off that he'd go to a movie theater and roll around the trash can for food. What a sad sight. But no, that had to be something, right? You're in the movie theater and suddenly you see a moose walking around in there. Man, that would probably scare the crap out of you. That is crazy. I wonder what movie I went and saw. Alrighty. Let's move on to fact number 2. Cuddly Croc. Jonathan Areza has a pet crocodile Gamora who knows how to climb the stairs of his house and even sleeps next to him in bed. Jonathan allows the croc, who acts like a dog and loves to be kissed and cuddled, to roam freely about his house in San Luis Potosi, Mexico. That is quite something. I don't know if I myself would have a crocodile for a pet. The fact that this one acts like a dog, I guess, gives it some points towards being safe-ish. I'm not sure how he managed that, but if humans are capable of strange things, even this apparently. Yeah, that could be a way worse situation. But hey, at least it turned out for the better. Got nerves of steel to have animals like those as pets. I tell you what. But now, let's move on to fact number 3. Super smell. A male emperor moth can smell a female emperor moth from up to 6.8 miles or 11 kilometers away. That is a strong sense of smell, right? Because emperor moths are probably not big bugs, you know, by bug standards of what big could be, right? But still, they're like, because they're not big, the fact that it can smell a female emperor moth from up to 6.8 miles away is incredible. Like, that's more impressive than a human being able to smell another human from 6.8 miles away. Right? We're bigger, so it wouldn't be as difficult per se. Right? That is... That is wild. That is quite wild. Alrighty, let's move on to fact number 4. Partial to pee. Mountain goats in Washington State's Olympic National Park have developed a taste for drinking human urine left behind by hikers. Okay. That, wow. I mean, I know there's the stereotype that goats will literally eat anything, right? I mean, you've even seen in some of the cartoons, goats are eating metal cans, maybe a brick. It's cartoon physics. But, like, apparently they'll drink anything. Just about. I don't know why they would have drank it in the first place. I mean, maybe they're lacking something in their diet. And when they drank it not knowing what it was, it probably contained what they're lacking. And, yeah, yeah. Why don't we move on? You want to move on? Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just move on to fact number 5. Indiana Bones. Meet Indiana Bones, a cool furry friend of creative groomer Alicia Mulak. Alicia created the tribute to movie adventurer Indiana Jones by shaving and coloring a dog's fur to look like items from the films. Using dog-safe dye, she even gave the pup a hat and turned his tail into a whip. Oddly enough, this isn't the only connection Indiana Jones has with dogs. The series creator, George Lucas, named the character after his pet Alaskan Malamute. The third movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, nods to this fact by revealing that Jones's real first name is actually Henry, and that Indiana was his dog's name. Wow, that's incredible. That's a 2-for-1 fact. It's a 2-for-1 deal. Only at Mr. Cool Guys. Oh, man, that has to take some skill to be able to do that with dog fur. Man. Makes you wonder what kind of adventures that dog got into. Maybe it went looking for the crystal bone. uh, or maybe, it went on an adventure like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. uh, oh man. Alrighty. Let's move on to fact number 6. Croc King. Doogie Lish Sand Tiger, what a name, from Connecticut has a collection of more than 2,100 pairs of Croc shoes. Known as the Croc King, he got his first pair of rubber clogs when he was 16 and has been collecting them for over 17 years. He wears several pairs a day, but uses the more colorful ones as decor around the house. Among his prized possessions is a pair of fried chicken scented Crocs. That's a lot of Crocs. But fried chicken scented Crocs. Who came up with that? Who and what company was up there and thought, you know what people need? Crocs that smell like fried chicken. Like, why? And this probably came from somewhere in the South. It was fried chicken scented Crocs. This did not come from the North. Right? I mean, that's not to say that people up north wouldn't create weird scented things. Candles are a thing, so, there's going to be some wild scents, but scented Crocs. That is crazy. Probably came from Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A probably. Who knows? Oh well. Anyways, let's move on to fact number 7. Walking whales. Well. Look what we have here. These whales aren't walking. Well, at least not now. The walking whales are a group of ancient fossils dating back lots of years. They were found in the shifting sands of the Egyptian Sahara, where many ancient mammals live. The extinct creatures are relatives of the big sea animals we see today. This discovery sheds light on how whales changed from land to sea mammals. One of the fossils is a complete skeleton of a whale with legs. It measures about 65 feet or 20 meters long. That's longer than a humpback whale. That is quite the big boy. 65 feet long. But man, that's a whale that walks. Could you imagine seeing that? That would be a sight to behold. I mean, it's one thing to see whales swim in the ocean and it comes up. But to see a giant whale just walking across land, that is, man. That's crazy. nature is something, isn't it? Although, a whale that big that walked on legs, I mean, technically, you could potentially classify it as a dinosaur at that point, if you think about it. Potentially. Not definitely, potentially. Maybe. But now, let's move on to fact number 8. Rocky relics. The rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, Ethiopia, are carved out of a mountain. The 11 churches were built during the 12th and 13th centuries. They include doors, windows, roofs, and ditches to help keep the area dry. There are also hidden caves and tunnels to connect the churches. Inside each building is a replica of the Ark of the Covenant, plus other religious artifacts, only for priests to see. That is quite interesting. And, I'm not sure why we need replicas of religious artifacts. But, they're there. But that is churches built into a mountain is certainly something I did not expect to find out about. Nope. Not at all. That is crazy. Crazy. Ooh, man. Alrighty. Well, let's move on to fact number 9. Sales from the crypt. There was once a time when it was trendy to collect mummified body parts. Ugh. In the 1800s and early 1900s, people in Europe loved all things Egyptian. Some would visit the country and buy mummies from sellers on the street. Those who could not afford a whole body would buy just a part, like a head or a foot. While people back then loved learning about Egypt, they did not take good care of the artifacts. Many even threw parties to unwrap the remains. Thankfully, people today have a lot more respect for history. Of course, it was England, right? You hear about people collecting mummified body parts from Egyptian tombs, right? Taking mummies out and selling them. What country could that possibly be? Oh, England? Ding, 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 ding. England. No offense to y'all, really. But, I mean, who else were we gonna guess? That is, I mean, thankfully they grew a respect for history, but still. Why? Why would you sell mummified bodies? Or even parts of them? Like what benefit was there to doing that? That's what I want to know. Right? I mean, was there some supplement, like a medicine, or some reason for selling it? I mean, besides throwing parties to unwrap the remains, that is incredibly weird, and I don't know why you do that. I just can't wrap my head around the logic behind that. What purpose that served. But you know. Alrighty. Now it's time for fact number 10. No rift gift. To persuade the female scorpion fly not to kill him during the mating process, the male sometimes presents her with a gift, a dead insect or saliva ball. Okay. See, I don't know what the fascination is with like certain insects like that, or like the praying mantis. What the fascination is with the female eating the male's head. Like, what's the point in that? I mean, at least the scorpion fly is smart enough to try and offer a gift in order to live. I mean, a dead insect, I guess, makes sense. Like, you're offering prey, and if the female deems it adequate enough of a meal, you get to live, which I feel is kind of an insult. Because what she's basically saying is, the dead insect you brought me is more filling than you'd ever be. Right? She basically insulted the male by saying the snack was more worthy of being eaten than he'd ever be. Right? And the saliva ball, I don't get. I don't get that one. Well, that is... See, at least we, as humans, don't have to do that. Right? Yeah, I mean, if we did have to, do something similar, I prefer it be the penguin way, right? Because you're trying to impress the female with your pebble, right? All she has to do is like your pebble. You're just, trying to win her affection over with a pebble. You're not trying to avoid being eaten, right? Oh boy, nature is certainly something. But there you have it. There was 10 random facts you may or may not have known, but you know now. Were there any that you knew? If so, let me know down below, Joe. And if there's any additional information on the facts you feel like sharing, put that down below too. Someone might find it interesting. I'm sure I might. And if you don't know what to say and all you can put is hi, well, hi. If you enjoyed, leave a like. And if you want, you could subscribe. That way you won't have to go searching for me every time you want to check for a new batch of facts. And better yet, you can also hit that notification bell, because it'll let you know the split second a new batch of facts has been sent out for you to listen to. And make sure to share this with others so they can join you on the facts spaceship traveling through the factsverse. Right? Well, anyways, I'm Space Pilot Mr. Cool Guy, and as I always say, dear randoms, to infinity and more facts.
Drinking urine for minerals. Bold strategy, Earth. Bold strategy. Just subscribe. The cosmos could use the laugh.